Welcome back to another episode of Quick Spin by Autoweek, the podcast where we dive into the essence of the automobile. Today, we're joined by Robin Warner from the seat of the Mazda Mazda6, Mazda's midsize sedan. You can take a look at the car right now on our Instagram page. That's at Autoweek USA. If you're not already subscribed, please do so. Just make sure to drop that follow button. Also, while you're there, feel free to drop a comment. Let us know what you like. But before we even get that far, we have to pay the bills. Video chats with racing icons, car designers, Michelin star chefs, and movie directors? You bet your Zoom. Introducing R&T, a new automotive lifestyle brand by Road & Track. Join today and receive the Collector's Edition magazine, access to events, perks, promotions, and so much more. To join the club and live the drive, visit roadandtrack.com/join. That's ROADANDTRACK.com/JOIN. And now, Robin, tell me about this Mazda Mazda6. What a name.
Well, and that's not even the full name. It's the Mazda Mazda6 Signature.
Ooh.
Which is the top of the line Mazda Mazda6, which heretofore will be known as the 6. The 6 is a family sedan. It is by every measure on paper a normal family sedan, but for enthusiasts like us, it is by far the best for still giving you that driving satisfaction, that feel on the road, and just having good responses to your inputs. You can drive this thing and enjoy yourself. If you want to be cheesy about it, you could say it's a family-size Miata. But it's a fun-to-drive car, and that's what makes it stand out from other family sedans. And then it still does all the family sedan stuff. It still seats 5, still has luggage space, and it still has the usual amenities that family sedans have.
So what you're saying is the Miata has grown up, had a family, but still has that high school football state champ mentality. It still loves to sport a little bit.
Right. But unlike some dads that I can think of, this Mazda 6 can still score 4 touchdowns in a football game. If anyone wants a throwback from a long, long time ago.
Good old Polk High, and that's Al Bundy, in case you're wondering.
Oh, yeah. Married with Children classic.
A staple of my childhood, which explains a lot. Give me the breakdown of this car. What's it got under the hood, and how many wheels are moving?
It's a 2.5-liter turbocharged inline-4, and it has a peak horsepower of 227 horsepower if you use regular unleaded gasoline, and 250 horsepower if you use 93-octane premium gasoline, which is a fun little fact. It's also got 310 pound-feet of torque, and it uses a 6-speed automatic transmission, which is low by today's standards, but, it's high by not that long ago standards, and also gets the job done just fine. So it is a very workable, lovely engine that produces plenty of acceleration and plenty of pull when you need it, and is otherwise quiet and out of the way when you just need to get somewhere. And the transmission is good enough to not stand out, and that's really an A grade from a transmission.
Also, listeners, you're quite aware this is a quick spin, so you might be getting ready for my segue into Robin recording a walk around, which we're going to hear right about now.
Taking a look at this 2020 Mazda 6 Signature. It's a family sedan. There's nothing inherently remarkable about that. 4 doors, trunk. It's got an engine. In fact, it's got a 2.5-liter engine, 4 cylinders, but it is turbocharged. But it's a beautiful shape once you consider the fact that it is a very common shape. It's got nice, elegant lines to it, sharp-looking headlights and tail lights, this kind of like nice fender flary arches baked into the front quarter panel and hood. It's got this nice, more chrome lip under the, what Mazda calls gunmetal grille, which is kind of this like patterned, houndstoothy shaped grille with the Mazda logo in the middle. But it's a nice, elegant looking shape. And I like the wheels are simple, silver colored aluminum alloy. You have nothing faux here. These are actual tailpipes, dual exhaust tailpipes. And this particular color is a fairly classic red. It's a deep red, but I like it. And I like the looks of the car. And I like the specs of this car, too. Price for this particular Mazda, this is the top of the line. Signature is their name for the most premium trim, is $36,915 out the door. Once you go Signature, pretty much everything is standard. The only options this particular car has is a carpeted cargo mat, Yippee, that's $100. And the paint is a Soul Red Crystal Metallic paint, and that's another $595. So you're basically looking at top of the line, 35 grand for the Mazda 6 Signature here. And in that, you get the more powerful engine, and you get, plenty of the usual smatterings of good things, leather, heated and cooled seats, bigger navigation screen, stuff like that. I think this one is 8 inches, and it seems like reasonable value to me.
And it seems like a reasonable value to me too. Robin, you touched on a few things that I really want to follow up on. One, Mazda Soul Red paint across the board that's one of the best colors you can get on a car today.
Yeah, it's a nice, deep ruby red that has that metallic glow that stands out just enough. It's not ostentatious in any kind of way, but it is differentiating. It's distinctive. And I really appreciated the paint. And it's not an earth tone. It's not on the grayscale, So those almost alone, that's a good thing. But then apart from that, I agree with you. It's a really nice red.
Also, 35 grand. Let's just be very clear. Not to go with full, unnamed car manufacturer that does the real buyers, not actors ads. This Mazda 6 does not feel like a $35,000 car. Which...
No.
That's all you can really say about it. It punches well above its weight, which is cliche, but...
It's weird, actually. I disagree with you only a little bit in the sense that a lot of $35,000 cars don't feel like they should only cost $35,000.
That's true.
Because mid-size sedans have become so good, generally speaking, but everyone's buying compact SUVs or mid-size SUVs, and those things very quickly get into the 50s and 60s. And these sedans, in many ways, feel better to drive and have similar luxury appointments.
Oh, wait, did you just say fun to drive?
Yes, I did.
Oh,
yes,
man.
I did.
I think also, again, folks, this is a quick spin. In case you thought you were listening to a different podcast, no, this is still a quick spin. Thank you for continuing your listenership. But that also means Robin so graciously recorded himself driving this thing around, which we're going to go to right now.
Here's what makes this Mazda 6 special. It's not that it has more features or that it's larger, has better passenger space, or more comfortable. It's competitive in all those areas. They're certainly not lacking any of those things, but it's competitive in all the normal car things that normal family sedans do, and it's really nice to drive. The weight of the steering is just right. More importantly, there's steering feel. You have good engagement. There's good feel, it's precise, and the whole car has balance. The dampers, the springs, the grip in the tires, everything lines up well so that the Mazda 6 is a lot of fun to drive. I mean, you can get on a canyon road and really enjoy yourself. And furthermore, the 2.5-liter turbocharged engine, while it's not overwhelming in terms of power, you're not going to snap your neck back with the thrust of this thing, but it's plenty quick, and tied to the six-speed automatic transmission, you get just a good balance. 6 speeds these days sounds kind of low, but you don't notice it. You don't feel like this thing is behind others in that regard. It just feels normal. The pull of the turbo gives you plenty of range to work with, even though the gears don't keep you in like the strictest of power bands all the time, because you're not working with 10 speeds or at least 8 or something like that. 6 speeds is fine, and something tells me Mazda is going to up the speed soon enough anyway. But the point of this car, and what's so great about Mazdas virtually across the board, is that it doesn't matter if you're in an SUV, a small hatchback, or a family sedan. They're fun to drive, they're engaging. Like, I'm enjoying myself in this car. I just, on purpose, special trip out to some curvy roads to enjoy this thing because it's enjoyable. Not many family cars do that. You know, Honda does pretty well with the Accord. And there's the Toyota Camry TRD, which is surprising, but the Camry TRD has got some other traits. I mean, that thing's special in its own way. But the Mazda 6, just hands down, has the most engagement and feel while still being a family sedan. And you absolutely have to applaud that. And I really, not only do I enjoy this car, I just so much respect this car and respect the engineers work that was put into this car to make it as enjoyable as it was and still be a functional family car otherwise. It's a great car.
If there's a young person in your life who's really into cars, give them the gift of R&T Crew, the ultimate magazine and subscription box for car-loving kids from Road and Track. Perfect for ages 6 and up, each box includes cool accessories, fun activities, and a magazine chock full of facts, stories, games, and more. Sign up now and receive the all-new top secret issue. Just head to rtcrew.com. That's rtcrew.com. Now, Mr. Warner, they saved the best for last of the show. I do anyway. The most important part of this whole program is I ask my friend and colleague, Mr. Robin Warner, why the heck does this car exist? What is the essence of the Mazda 6? I mean, you touched on it a little bit in your drive, and you touched on it a little bit in the walk around, but why does Mazda keep making this dang car?
You're grown up around cars on purpose. You've lived your life fulfilling that desire to be a car guy, car girl, and you had cool cars you were growing up. You worked on your own cars. You modified them. You went to Cars and Coffee. You didn't even drink coffee, but you still went. You went to car shows, and on and on and on. Life happens. You grow up. You have a family. And next thing you know, you're an adult with a house and a mortgage and a couple of kids, and you still need a car. The Mazda 6 allows you to have that car and still cling on to that driver enthusiast core that is your youth. Keeps you alive, saves you from having a midlife crisis. This car is your midlife crisis avoidance machine. I once had lunch with the legendary and unfortunately late John Lingenfelter of Lingenfelter Performance Engineering, and I asked him, and this is the man, real quick, that invented for years and years some of the craziest Corvettes and other products out there. You know, we're talking in the 90s and early 2000s, 800 horsepower Corvettes. And I asked him, what is your daily driver? And he said, a Buick Regal. And I said, my
God. A man with taste.
I said, my God, you are more the horsepower guy in my life than anybody else on the planet. And you drive a Buick Regal? And his response was 32 miles to the gallon on the highway. So everyone just needs to get around sometimes. And were John around today and we were to have that lunch again, I would say, hey, you should consider the Mazda 6.
And I couldn't agree more. But that's about it. That's a good time to end it. Don't forget to head over to the Apple Podcast Store or wherever you listen to this bad boy. Drop us a 5-star. Let us know how we're doing. Don't forget to swing over to the Instagram too. Check out our Instagram. It's got pictures. And most importantly, thank you for listening.